It's G and me with Miss G.
Welcome, friends, to It's G and Me. I'm Miss G, and I'm so excited to have you today. Now we need the guardians to come on down and take a listen because today we are going over 5 questions to ask your child as you read to them. Now, of course, if you don't have the time, you can throw on It's G and Me, and I will help you out as well. But for those times that you want to read to your child, let me give you 5 questions to ask. Number one, what will happen in this story? Or what is going to happen? What do you think? What does that mean? When you're showing the front cover of a story, read the title and have them look at the illustration, the picture, and have them start guessing what do they think the story is going to be about. Of course, they might say, I don't know, I haven't read the story. That's okay. But we want them to start using their imagination. We want them to start explaining things. We want them to start looking at illustrations and analyzing them so they can start figuring out, oh, that's probably what this story will be about. It builds their comprehension, it builds their analysis skills. So make sure when you get to that front part of the story, your first question is, what do you think is going to happen in this story? Great. Now, the second question is, bum, 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 what is happening now? So, as you're reading the story, at some point, maybe towards the middle, you can say, hey, what's going on in this story now? And have your child answer. They might answer something from the very beginning, they might answer something from the page previously, but get them to start thinking of sequencing. If that happened in the beginning of the story, what happened next? Kids love explaining themselves. I know as Miss G, I like to feign that I'm not sure what's happening. So I'll say, wait, what happened in the beginning? And kids love explaining themselves. They love answering and helping you out. So if you say, I'm not sure what happened, can you tell me? And they say, Mommy, how did you forget that? You say, oh, it's been a long day. It's okay. Can you tell me again what happened? And have them explain it to you. They're already getting more engaged. They're working on their comprehension. They're working on their vocabulary because they have to use the words in the story to explain it to you first, second, then. Let them use those words as well. Tell them what first happened in the story, then what happened next. Excellent. So that's number two. Number three is bum, 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 bum. What is your favorite part of the story? That's a great question to ask at the end because there's no pressure. They can just say the very beginning, when he found the stone, the very end, when they figured it out together. Anything they use is great because it shows how much they were listening to the story. It gets them to focus on it more. And again, we're working on comprehension, we're working on vocabulary. It also gets them super engaged because you're going to ask them why, not just what their favorite part was, but why was that your favorite part? Because then they have to use their processing skills to understand, why did I like that part? Oh, it's because, and they can get to explain themselves. And especially for younger and younger children, they never really get a chance to explain themselves. It's kind of, yes, yes, we heard you. All right, let's move on. But when you give them that chance to really say what they're thinking, they appreciate it so much. Number four is, what is the problem in the story? Now, that can be a little bit trickier because if your child doesn't know what a problem is yet, they can't answer that. However, you can start teaching them. A problem is something that needs to get fixed. Was there a problem in the story? What do you think? It teaches them parts of the story. Again, they're working on their comprehension and vocabulary. So these are things maybe not from 0 to 3, but from 5 on that you can start asking. And the last question is, why did the author write this story? Why? What's the main idea? Again, these are questions, those last 2 questions are more for 5 and up when they can start thinking, higher level thinking. Why would anyone want me to read this? Why was it written? What was the lesson in this story? If they can't answer that, that's okay. But you can help them answer it as well. You can always say, well, I think the story was about this. What do you think? Or I think the author wanted us to know this. What do you think? Have a conversation with them. This will all develop their skills and will help them tremendously in school. Okay? And if you're wondering, why am I listening to this lady? All she does is read children's books. How do I know she's even accredited? I have my LinkedIn in the bio in the comments. You can go check it out. I have a master's in early education and childhood education. I have my certificate in teaching. I've been teaching for years. So you can go and check yourself. I know what I'm talking about. These questions are important. If you want more ideas, make sure to Google questions to ask your kid while reading. All sorts of questions come up, but it could be overwhelming. So start with these five and then work on it from there. Thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe, please, even for your child, so that your child doesn't have to type it in. It'll just pop up on their screen. I really appreciate taking your time for listening to my questions and answers. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.